Right, so you have parge coat cracking from the concrete to the brick, and then some corner pops. It's all cosmetic type stuff, but if left alone, it can get worse.
Okay.
You can have a mason come out and fix it, but again, kind of like we were talking earlier, it's really easier to just kind of throw some caulking in there because it's going to move again, it's going to shift.
Right.
So the caulking will at least give a little bit and keep it from cracking again, because you have it fixed all nice and pretty. And 6 months from now, something's going to shift. The ground's going to dry out a little bit, and you know you're going to have the exact same cracking again.
Yeah.
So this is where on the back where the bay window area is. Like you said, the parge coat is just shearing off. Same thing. You know, it's a little bit of movement, and it's going to fall off.
Yeah.
Same thing there. This is the vegetation. You want to keep trimmed back about 12 inches.
Okay.
Those limbs, the limbs and stuff will start growing into the mortar and chipping it out and stuff like that.
Right.
So
the termite guy said that too.
Yeah, I'm gonna say if you can walk between the bushes and the wall, it's far enough.
Okay.
Same thing there. Downspouts, there's some of them are extended out and some of them are not. You want them to extend out about 5 feet. The perfect would be 5 feet if you can just get the water away from it a little bit.
Right.
Whatever the extension is.
Okay.
Better than nothing.
Yeah.
It's basically unmitigated water. You want to keep the foundation wet with like a soaker hose, but you don't want just unmitigated water just dumping down.
Right. Okay.
We talked about the roof, a couple of spots up here that are that I'm going to go ahead and call out. Unsealed nails and a couple of spots. Let's see. There's an unsealed nail there, and then there's a couple of spots of shingles not laying flat. So we'll get a roofer out here to double check everything.
Okay.
Overall, the roof looks fairly decent. I mean, it's obviously it's not 20 years old. It's been replaced. I couldn't give you an estimate. Probably maybe 10 years.
Yeah.
But that's just a complete guess.
Okay.
Insulation looks good. However, there are a couple spots, like somebody's been up there working, and so there's bare spots. The amount of insulation is good. It just needs to be
spread back.
Spread back. Yeah, exactly. It's just some energy efficiency loss is really the only danger there.
Okay.
Again, just another view of the insulation. So here's that expansion joint on the master bedroom side.
Right.
And you can see it's pretty much completely gone in some areas up there.
Gotcha.
I'm guessing that they replaced that vent hood. Those vent hoods, they get some sun on them, they get brittle and crack, and so it looks like they probably replaced it and haven't taken the tape off of it yet.
Oh, okay.
So again, here's on the other side, the other expansion joint on. I'm sorry. Yeah, on this side.
On this side.
Yeah, on the kitchen side. A couple little spots where the silicone or the bead has either didn't get done at all at one point or needs to be redone.
Okay.
So on these corners like that, when they're not perfectly 90 to where they have to kind of mate the bricks up, you're always going to get some cracking. There's some typical cracking right along that vertical joint there. Again, so they make a caulking that has some aggregate in it and looks like mortar. It won't match perfectly, but again, like we were talking with the red brick, smear it in there, it'll eventually get dirty and you won't even be able to tell.
Yeah.
There's some cracking along the windows, which is pretty typical. Again, like I said, 20-year-old house, we're gonna have some 20-year-old problems.
Yeah.
Again, some cracking there. Now this is the front bedroom on the master side. Just a nail pop on the wall, just from movement.
Yeah.
This is the Jack and Jill bathroom. That bathtub really does need to be sealed again along the where the tub meets the wall.
Okay.
You can see quite a few gaps there, and then that's the back side of it. You can see the gaps again. Again, it almost looks like it has shifted a little bit, which would support some of the other areas that we're seeing a little bit of shifting. Again, it's 20-year-old. You're going to have some settling and stuff like that. I don't see it as anything major.
Okay.
I don't have any discussion on the back here, so anything that splashes any water that splashes can get right behind that tile there. A lot of times these are just held on with a like an Allen wrench or something with a set screw, so you can loosen that up, shove it back up against the wall. But I don't have,
Needs a ring though, huh?
Right, yeah, some type of protection there to keep water from getting back there.
Okay.
I don't do a whole lot with floors just because a lot of it's cosmetic, but I did notice some dings and dents. Again, it's probably the original flooring, or it's old, so I mean, there's going to be some scratches. It's real wood, so you're going to get some dings and dents. I just took a picture just for an FYI kind of thing. It doesn't even, I don't even write it up as a defect. It is what it is. Again, here's that water. Here's the water standing in the closet. You can see in this little corner here, and then right along that joint.
Oh yeah.
Couldn't pinpoint what it is, especially when it's on the first floor like that. If it's on the second, you can kind of get up in the attic and usually see it a little better.
Sorry, which closet was it?
This is the master bedroom closet. Master bedroom closet that's through the bathroom.
Okay.
And it's the one
Directly back.
directly back. Yeah.
Okay.
This is on the stairs again. A little bit of damage there. And both of these, it's the fourth and the fifth step from the top.
Oh, I noticed those.
Both of the nosings are a little bit loose. This one just kind of squeaks, and then this one you can actually
kind of move.
rock
almost.
back and forth.
Yeah.
Again, the only reason I consider that kind of an issue is when you're coming down the stairs or going up them, you kind of step on the nosings more than you do the actual treads a lot of times. So if that thing was to pop loose,
something could
go
happen.
for a ride.
Yeah.
The rear patio door, a couple of screws missing out of the hinges.
Okay.
It looks like they've probably replaced that door at one point and just never put screws back in.
Oh, I see.
I see it a lot.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know why people do it, but they do. A few of the doors, so this is the master bedroom, the main door. This is the bathroom door, and then there's another one upstairs that don't latch properly, or they rub on the jambs. Again, a lot of that's 20-year-old, so everything's going to move a little bit. But again, it does support the settling and the shifting.
Gotcha.
Master bathroom door lock is on backwards, so you could actually lock somebody in the bathroom. I did an inspection a while back. The garage door lock was backwards.
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah, I tried to put it on myself. It's a new lock. And I'm like, okay, I'll fix it for you.
Yeah. Hopefully that wasn't a domestic issue.
Yeah, who knows?
No, I'm kidding.
I know. Again, another door. This is the other closet in the master. Just rubs on the jambs.
Yeah.
A lot of times tightening up the hinge screws will work. A couple of the screws are that I've tried to do that to are stripped out. It happens. I mean, there's just a lot of, you can get bigger screws. You can get some shims that go in there to tighten all the screws up. And that may help it, or it may need to be trimmed down, shifted, whatever. Again, Jack and Jill's side, so that door is rubbing too a little bit. There was only, I think it was the master. I think it was this door that I could not get to actually shut. It rubs hard enough to where I couldn't get it to shut. The rest of them just rub and latch.
Yeah.
So, missing screens or damaged screens, a couple of them here and there. Some of the windows are missing or damaged on the plastic glazing beads, which is pretty typical. Again, they get old, they get UV sunlight on them, they get brittle, and a little bit of hail or anything like that can crack those things.
Okay.
A couple of areas where they need to caulking improvements and stuff like that, which is all typical stuff. Again, you can see the glazing bead is actually fallen down. It's cracked here. A lot of windows that have almost every room, at least one of the windows. This is the balance spring that kind of makes everything function and makes it makes
easier to open.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They break. If one side breaks, it's usually it's not a big deal. The window still stays open. If both sides break, then the window usually won't stay open. And there's quite a few windows that won't stay open. So, and I gotta, if it's a picture of almost a full window,
Yeah.
Those are the windows that won't stay open. If it's just a picture like this, then that's just the balance spring.
Okay.
So balance spring, this is the dining room, so it's this window here.
Okay, right behind us
Yeah,
here.
I'll show you. It's like the window got knocked out or something at one point, and when they replaced it, they didn't put the right size window back in.
Gotcha.
So you've got a crack here on the glass, and then you see no gap up here, and then it's that's glass.
Ooh. Oh, careful. Yeah, so it's not fitted.
Yeah, so they didn't replace the window correctly.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Thank you. You bleeding?
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay.
There's a little bitty shard or something.
Yeah.
So it didn't stick in. I just
Yeah.
poked myself.
Okay.
So again, this is the front room. So right there, that window doesn't stay open. This is the back dining, the breakfast nook there. That window doesn't stay open. Again, another window balance, cracked in the breakfast nook. So it'd be on that side.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so a little crack there. Left side window in the living room. It's one of the middle windows, another middle window, and the right side. None of those stay open.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
they all fall down.
All right. We want to get that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Taken
So,
care of.
and again, it's the old contractor grade windows. I mean.
Yeah.
And they're 20 years old. It's nothing that I would not expect to see.
Right.
It doesn't make it any better.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. They've just gotten worn out.
Right. Exactly. So
tired
again, this
windows.
is master bedroom window. Looks like that could be some old water damage, or it could just be
But they left it open.
they left it open. Right.
Yeah.
And a little water got in there, and now it's cracked and brittle and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't wet at the time, so I don't think it's active or anything. Another balance spring. Fireplace looks good. I'm not sure they ever used it. It does have the gas log starter, which is nice, and the damper works just fine. On that back deck, they don't have joist hangers and stuff like that, which an older deck I wouldn't expect to.
Yeah.
But just if there's any plans to redo it or upgrade it then they'll probably need to go ahead and do some work on it. I don't have an actual graspable handrail. Just those flat boards on top don't count. It has to be up to, I think, 1.5 inches, and you actually have to be able to grab it. I don't get too wound up about that on decks, especially when it's only 4 steps.
Yeah.
But it still, still gets noted and written up.
Okay.
The fence is, obviously doesn't go all the way around, doesn't secure anything in.
Right.
But it's fairly old, but it's doing its job as of now.
Yeah.
A couple of spots over here and over here that need some repairs on it and stuff like that. But, and those are all neighboring fences. So typically it's 50-50.
Oh.
But there's no rule that says that anybody has to pay for any fence.
Right.
So the good thing is
Sort of an agreement.
if you pay for the fence 100%, it is your fence to do what you want with at that point. If you do
Right.
50-50, then obviously you share it.
Yeah.
Electrical all looked fine. Current standards, you have to have what they call service entrance barriers. It's just a piece of a little rubber cover that goes over that because those 2 contact points are always live. It's obviously it's a newer standard. It wasn't required when the house was built. So I always just say, if and when they have any work done in the panel, have them put them in then. Up until then, you got the cover on it, so you're not going to have to worry about it.
Okay.
That's just so I can tell you what size it is. It's a 4-aught cable, which is 200 amp service. Sub panel in the laundry room here. Everything looks fine on it. They've got, I don't know if it's for landscape lighting or what they have that wire running out there. You can see it runs across the gap or that expansion joint in the front porch. But they just have the splice just taped up.
Right.
Rather see that properly spliced in a box and all that stuff. But it's one of those that's probably been like that for 10, 12 years.
As long as they put it in.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm getting open neutral on pretty much every outdoor outlet. Not quite sure why it would be reading that, maybe it was just the sunlight. I was trying to cover it up and everything to try to see, but it looks to me like it's only that light, which would indicate an open neutral. It doesn't affect the way the outlet works. It's still powered. Just something to have an electrician look at. Usually it's just they've got the wires on the wrong terminals on the outlets.
Okay.
Outlet's not sealed, so it just needs to be caulked on the top and the sides to protect from water. This is where the electric comes in for the garage. The conduits is busted on the bottom, which is pretty typical. It gets hit with the weed eater and all kinds of stuff like that. So that's a pretty easy fix. This is the garbage disposal. The outlet's not seated right, and it doesn't have a cover on it. But then the garbage disposal itself's pretty old, but it's working okay.
Yeah.
It's one of those. I hate that kind of stuff because I'd rather it just not work
Yeah.
if it's going to look old and be rusty, but
Yeah.
it works fine. This is the pantry that just the globe is missing. And it's probably because of the type of light bulb they put in there. The globe wouldn't fit back on or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where I didn't see it. Usually a lot of times
Chandelier light, or?
you'll see it sitting on the shelf in there.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, but just a FYI kind of thing.
Yeah.
This is the light in the attic. It's not screwed into the light box correctly, so it's just kind of hanging there by the wires. So downstairs thermostat, upstairs thermostat, upstairs heater. All the two burners work fine. I'll get a better picture of that with where it's pointing to, but it is the original 99 unit.
Okay.
So the smaller unit, when we get to the AC, is the original too, and it's R22.
Yeah.
They don't make R22 anymore. You can still get it if that unit goes out. We'll talk about that when I get to that. But anyway, if heater, it is the original heater. 73 on the return, 93 on the supply, which is a good split. So for the downstairs unit, you've got 72 and 112, which is a really good split. And that is a newer unit. Let's see, all the burners work fine. It's 2015.
Okay.
I think I'll double check how to read that serial number, but I believe that's 2015. So it's a nice unit, a nice Linux.
Cool.
So here's your outdoor unit. It's a nice unit. So yeah, it was a 2015 upstairs. 2014 J would be the month. So whatever A, B, C, January, February, March, whatever J comes out on the little chart there is when it's made.
Okay.
It is for R410, which is the good stuff, and just so I can check the circuit breaker sizes and stuff like that. This insulation on the suction line, which is your 1-inch larger line, it starts getting deteriorated. You just go to Home Depot and replace it.
Yeah.
You can see on this side, the insulation is completely missing. So this is the old unit, 99E, which would be 99, actually on carrier, 39th week of 1999 is when it was made.
Okay.
So it's the original unit. It uses R22. Like I said, you can still get it. It just, as the supply dwindles, it gets more and more expensive. And basically, with it being a 99 unit, there's probably not too many HVAC guys that'll even want to work on it. They'll just say, we're going to be out here every month trying to fix something on it.
Yeah.
Might as well just go ahead and replace it now. It's a small enough unit. It's let's see, 1.5 ton, I think.
Okay.
Just for the upstairs.
That's the old refrigerant then, huh?
Yeah, the R22. So yeah, it's the old style refrigerant. It's no good for the ozone, so EPA says can't make it anymore.
Okay.
So because of the temperatures outside, I was not able to test the ACs.
Okay.
It's got to be 60 degrees for a few hours, or else it can damage the compressors.
Oh, okay.
So the heaters work fine, but they don't rely on anything with the AC. If it was a heat pump, I'd be able to tell you that with some level of certainty that, yeah, the ACs probably work too. based on the age alone, I'm going to go ahead and just say, hey, have an HVAC guy verify that everything's working on it.
Okay.
And that's, but then, you want to have it checked.
Yeah.
And because I couldn't test it because of temperatures, it's usually a pretty easy call. Again, the max circuit breaker size for me. So yeah, no insulation on that line.
Okay.
So even if it is working, you're losing all kinds of energy efficiency. And then the fins and the grate are both damaged there. So that's another reason to go ahead and have it replaced, because there's really, once those fins get damaged, they make fin combs to try to fix them and stuff like that, but they never work quite as well.
Yeah. It's like a kick
yeah,
or something.
Yeah, exactly. Secondary condensate lines out on the front porch. If there's water coming out of those, you got issues.
Mm-hmm.
So this is your primary lines for your, actually, that's going to be your primary line. That's for your water heaters.
Okay.
That's your overflow, or your temperature pressure relief valves. So if there's water coming out there and you got issues, I just put it in the wrong section. Because from the outside, I wasn't sure which ones they were. So this is your primary for probably for both units, if I had to guess. They tie in together and dump into the left sink in the master bathroom. So in the middle, when it's real humid out, you may hear some gurgling out of there. Normally, if you just pull the drain stopper up, you won't be able to hear it anymore.
Yeah.
So this is the old unit. You can see there's a lot of rust in the drain pan, which means it's leaked before. It's dry now, so they may have changed out the evaporator coil, or they've had some work done on it in the past. Is all that really indicates.
Okay.
So again, these vent hoods looks like they're newer, but they didn't seat them up against the brick correctly, so they just need to be sealed.
Okay.
Downstairs, the return. It's a 24 by 36 by 1 filter, and then these are your two upstairs, one on each side of the hallway there. Both of them are 12 by 24 by 1. Water meter out front, and then your main shutoff. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Main shutoff just right ahead of that.
Yeah.
The cover is missing. Not a big deal. Just you can buy those at Home Depot or whatever. Gas meter looks fine. Water pressure is a little low. There's not a pressure reducing valve on it, so that's the neighborhood water pressure apparently. And then you can see the water dripping off. That's just leaking from the handle, which is pretty typical of older ones. Unscrew those and put those, replace those usually. This is on the master shower. You can see that screw's missing there, and then normally you can only turn the hot or cold so far one way or the other.
Yeah.
This one's missing that stopper, so it just sits there and rotates. It's just annoying. It's not really a bad thing. It's just annoying, and I still write them up and say, this is stupid. This is annoying.
Yeah.
You think you're getting a hot shower and you're not. So this is the left bathroom in the Jack and Jill, so the front bedroom.
Okay. Gotcha.
There's standing water on the base here, and it's coming from the hot side supply line. You can actually see that there's the water drip there, and it's super slow, but it is dripping up there. I threw some paper towels down on the floor to try and soak some of it up.
Okay.
This is the hallway bathroom. The drain stopper is missing, and then that's the overflow pan for the water heaters upstairs.
Okay.
Temperature is good. 116, you want anywhere between 115 and 120 is what I always recommend. And then on the water heaters, the left one here has been replaced. It's a 2014 unit, but it doesn't have a sediment trap, which is technically required, but in San Antonio, our gas is clean enough to where it's not a big deal.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But it's still, there's no exception because we have nice gas. It's still wrong.
Yeah.
But
Still needs one.
right.
Okay.
This right side unit is the original 99.
Okay.
So typically you get 12 to 15 years out of a water heater. I've seen them 20, 25 years old. So it works. It could go anytime.
Yeah.
It's kind of And again, that's kind of the sucky part. is,
Yeah.
Yep, it works today. Tomorrow
works
it might
now.
start leaking. It may, the burners may burn. I don't know.
Yeah.
But today it works.
We're pretty much in the expiration window there.
Right.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, the same thing with the sediment trap. Water softener out in the garage, I don't really do anything with other than it's there and it looks to be working.
Yeah.
The drain does not have an air gap. There needs to be, if it was to back siphon, it could suck up water, drain water into the unit, and that's dumping water into your house. So there needs to be just a gap between the drain and the line. Basically,
Okay.
they make a little fitting that basically it's
got a-
yeah, it's two pieces, and then there's just a little air gap. And,
Yeah.
it sits on top of the cap, sits on there,
All
and
right.
you screw the line into it.
Okay.
And you can get those at Home Depot.
All right.
Again, it's one of those, you see it all the time. I don't know why people, actually, it was probably user installed is why they did it. If it's a plumber, they usually know to put that in there.
Yeah.
Dishwasher seemed to work fine. This middle switch is what powers it. It always is annoying when those are on a switch like that, but I see it all the time.
Yeah.
If it's really annoying, you can just take that switch out and tie the two wires together.
Yeah. Put it somewhere else. Huh?
Right, yeah. So here's the disposer. You can see some rust spots on it and stuff like that, but it functions.
Yeah.
It wasn't even grindy loud or anything like that. The cord that they have on it is not proper. It's like an extension cord, and then it's just bare wires just up into the unit. And it's long enough they could just take that cord and take that cord directly up into the unit.
Yeah.
People do some weird stuff sometimes. So this vent is for the cooktop.
Okay.
But it's not connected. And we'll get to that picture in a second. So this is your range hood. I originally had that because I thought it was going to be an island vent. So that's why. And that is an island vent, but I thought that's how they would have it set up, but they don't.
Yeah.
It is a range hood microwave, but it's not proper because it's over the stove.
Yeah.
And like the light. I mean, it's the type that sits over your range.
Yeah.
So it's got the vent, it's got the light. The lights don't work. They just have it shoved in there, so it's not a proper install.
Yeah.
But it's not really hurting anything either. I mean, it's
Right. Yeah.
it's a microwave. It's going to heat up food. It worked fine.
Okay.
Your electric cooktop, all the burners worked fine. So here it has gas for a gas cooktop, and then the downdraft vent line right there, not being used. So if you wanted to replace it with a gas cooktop, all the pieces and parts are there.
Okay.
Or if you really wanted to have a vent hood, a downdraft vent hood, you could put one back here or something like that.
Yeah.
To draw down all the smoke and everything like that. So all the pieces and parts are there. Looks like they just replaced it with an electric one instead, without the downdraft.
Interesting.
Right. Yeah. The oven, built-in oven, worked just fine. We set them for 350 plus or minus 25 is what Real Estate Commission says is adequate, and it's right at 360. So it's 10 degrees over, but that could have been on the upheat.
Yeah.
And I just caught it right when it kicked off or something like that.
Okay.
Microwave worked just fine. So this is the upstairs hallway bathroom. That vent, the bathroom vent is pretty loud. It's off balance or something, so it's kind of rattling. But it seems to be working fine. It's just loud. Dryer vent, that's about as best as I can get. It looks like it probably goes up through the roof. And obviously, since the roof was that pitch like it was, I didn't get up there and look at it. There's a standard recommendation to have that cleaned out, before or as you move in, and then annually to keep lint from getting built up. This is the backflow preventer for the irrigation system. There's the connections for all your lines for the irrigation. Controller, it's 5 zones. But other than that, it wasn't tested. Again, so we'll get into the outbuilding, the garage. Same thing. All systems are in this one section for the outbuilding, just so we know which. Keep it separate from the foundation and which is which. Parge coat cracking, corner pops, parge coat cracking. You got some damage along the drip edge or the fascia trim because back then they didn't put an actual metal drip edge, so you get that water that kind of capillary action sucks back up into the wood there.
Yeah.
But again, the shingles themselves all look pretty good. It's just you get that damage all the time. Some corner pop there, and that is the last photo I have.
Okay.
Inside of the garage looked fine.
Yeah. Okay.
The door works fine.
Thanks for that, sir.
Absolutely.